but it could take a while. I'm not saying that Manchester United fans should be expecting to win the league. What I'm saying is, right, I think that the expectations still have to be, we have to win trophies and have a better style of football while also improving. So,
No,
like,
I understand that. And
yeah,
listen,
that's kind
what
of
I
like
would say about the weekend, what I would say about the weekend's game is this: barring those two massive mistakes from players that led to goals, I was actually okay with that performance up until the last 20 minutes. And on my match reaction, I criticized Amorim. I think he made the wrong substitutions, and we had the wrong personnel in the wrong places for the last 20 minutes, and we really struggled to create clear-cut chances. Up until that point, I wasn't disappointed in our shape. They had the little 5-minute spell when they went 2-1 up, where Forest looked a little bit dangerous. Outside of that, I've seen people say, 3-4-3 ain't working. Our three at the back centre-backs had nothing to do with the goals we conceded. They just didn't.
It genuinely might be the worst goalkeeping mistake in Premier history. Like
it's awful, and you can't. And this is my point, right? So if you look at it as results-based analysis, be angry. Yes, I was angry with the result, but if you break down the performance, if we played that game again today, and both teams performed to the same level again, United are going to win 8 or 9 out of 10 of those matches because we had the majority of the ball, we created the majority of the clear-cut chances. Onana, as bad as the mistake was, isn't going to do that every week. I don't know what Lissandro Martinez was thinking for the second goal, and it changed everything. And I just sort of feel sometimes that fans, yes, be angry, but be angry at the right things. Be frustrated at the correct stuff. And look, INEOS, I know they're not everybody's cup of tea. I've seen people say they're worse than the Glazers. Still makes no sense. The reason they're making all these cutbacks is because of the problems that the Glazers have created. They can't just pay the debts. People keep saying, the Qataris would have paid the debts off. That would have made no difference to us. Okay, the Christmas party might go ahead, but PSR rules state that if the owners pay the debts off themselves, that's all of the profits that come off the back of that get minus an offset against PSR. So we still wouldn't be able to spend more money on transfers. It doesn't matter how rich our owners are. They can't just pay it off and then we go out and spend more. It has to be fixed by the turnover of the football club. Plus, we're also going through a period where PSR and FFP is being scrutinized to such a degree by the Premier League. No, you're not going to get away with things. And this is my issue with a lot of the fans talking about it is they're not reading. They're not listening. Everything going on the pitch, Amorim's told us we're going to go through pain. He says, while we install this system, we are going to break some eggs. I saw people the other day, Gary Neville. I don't know why he's not picking his best 11 yet. He's told us why. He needs to experiment and do pre-season during the season. Okay, today we're up against a low block. I really want to try Rasmus against this low block today. He wasn't great against Arsenal. I know he wasn't, but I want to try him against low blocks. I want to test this theory. The next game, they'll be, why aren't we playing this guy yet? Because he wants to test another player out in another position. What Maresca went through in pre-season and got battered in most games, we haven't got that. And that's the one where I'm criticizing INEOS, and Dan Ashworth has lost his job over this. We should have brought Amorim in the summer and went through this pain in pre-season and the early part of the campaign. That's the mistake, not what Amorim is doing now. But Man United fans are still, in my personal opinion, some of them still believe we're Man United of old, and we're not. Equally, they really do believe it's a quick fix. Sack a manager, bring somebody in new, and we become a better team very quickly, exponentially, week after week. And within 2 months, we're sorted, bruv. It doesn't work. Look at a year ago. Everyone's saying, look how quickly Big Ange's got a style of play. Top of the league after 10 games. That's how quick it should be. Look at them a year later. And Omar Barada said it to the fans, and they seem to fucking be ignoring this. We don't want short-term spikes of success. We want to create something that is long-term, that is consistent. To create something that is meaningful in the long term, it's hard work. Everything in life you can think of, whether it's a great-looking body down to a brilliant career, it's years of hard work to get to that consistency. You can't just do it snapping your fingers overnight, and be frustrated with the things that are wrong, but you have to have patience for them to be resolved. There's no quick fix for Man. And I saw someone say, so I'm going to finish my rant after this. I can't believe we've made certain employees redundant who, by the way, were doing nothing, bringing no money in, saving us no money. They were doing nothing. And yet we're still playing footballers all that money and they're crap. We can't just get rid of the footballers, though. If we make the whole squad redundant, we lose every game anyway. And it's like you can't, it's just the lack of understanding of what it takes to turn around the juggernaut the size of Man United from where we are is just, it's been very eye-opening to me. The lack of people that understand what's going on in the last few days, it's crazy. I've still got a lot of faith that we are likely to end up in a good position in 2 to 3 years' time. Right now, I still have a lot of faith in that. But Man United fans, I feared this and I'm worried about it. There's too many toxic ones who I'm almost convinced they want to foul, so they've got something to moan about. Maybe it makes them feel better about their own life. I don't know, but it's very strange behavior for me.
It's crazy, Terry, because the reality is not many Man United fans are like you. Like you said, you're prepared for the pain. And the thing I appreciate about you is that you called out the bullshit from 3 years ago, regardless of what team it is. So a lot of Man United fans have been dissing other people's rebuilds and projects and stuff like that. So now, rather than accept what the other fan bases were accepting, they've decided to go the toxic route, which is what you were talking about. So just like I was saying a couple of weeks ago, that a higher percentage of your fan base are not ready for the pain it's going to take to actually fix it, which is why things might get a lot worse before they even get better, just like David was saying.
No, mate, I agree. And listen, I know people don't like all the buzzwords and stuff like, and I think Arsenal fans, wound a lot of people up with phases. And I see a lot of people go, what phase is Enzo Maresca in? Well, I don't know, but it's not phase one because rebuilds are not dictated by a managerial or head coach appointment. It's about what the board of directors and the sporting directors and the vision of the club is. FSG, Slot is not in phase one. If we're going to put phases on it, right? You look how long FSG have been there, it's probably something like phase 12, right? It probably is, because it's there. And this is the thing. And I've always said this about Arsenal, and I'm consistent. Say Arteta leaves at the end of the season, a new guy comes in. It isn't phase one again. Let's just use the phases because people like to banter them. It's not phase one for the new manager. It's phase 6 of the project. And they've probably got that on paper somewhere internally because you have to have an actual plan that's written down, right? So that you can actually stick to something. Again, if no one's had a really high level job, you won't understand that. The job one of my last jobs I had in Barclays, for each department we worked in, you had to have a full scale business plan for that department that you had to work alongside each year. It wasn't like you run your own business. It was eye-opening to fucking hell. I just thought people at that level turned up to work like the rest of the staff did. No, it was full-on business plans, their own sort of departmentalized trading accounts of the income, expenditure, what you could spend, what you couldn't spend, and you were targeted to grow revenue, make more profits. And sometimes you have to cut back. Sometimes it's like shit. Something else has happened in the company that's going to lead to more money going out. So we've got to find a way of saving money. Do you know what? You're not getting 5 free drinks tokens at the Christmas party this year. It's only going to be 2 because that saves 50 grand. You have to sometimes make these decisions in life and in business. And I just don't think some people comprehend that in any way, shape or form. But it's going to take a long time for Man United to be fixed. United fans, strap yourselves in. I told everyone, sacking Ten Hag, sacking Oli, sacking Jose, sacking LVG. None of those individual actions would fix us because the manager was never the problem. A problem, but never the problem. And the funniest part about it is people are not willing to accept they were wrong about this. Our squads have never been good enough to win league titles. Some of us have believed they have been. No, never been good enough to win league titles. That needs overhaul. We've never been in a situation, maybe Moyes, because we still had a team that won a title. But from about 2015 onwards, we have not been in a position where a better manager, better head coach makes us title contender straight away. We've never been in that position. We're deluded as a collective fan base. We're fucking deluded on this shit. Wake up, smell the fucking coffee, strap yourselves in. It's going to be a hard 2.5 years. Some of you ain't going to make it. Some of you are going to defect or start watching rugby. I'm telling you, some of you ain't built for this. You ever watch The Walking Dead and it gets to 5 or 6 seasons in and you realize the only humans alive are the actual fighters? Everyone else got chomped early, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Everyone got eat by the walkers or the lame brains early. Some of you ain't going to make it. Some of you are not making it out of this. Some of you are food, bruv. Some of you are going to be food to the process. So there we go. And if people think I've got low standards, again, think that. I haven't. I'm not going to be satisfied until we're able to win a Champions League or a Premier League. But I do understand it's going to take time. Baz here says it may have been doomed from the start. They bought too many big guys all at once with no accountability for each other. Too many cooks. Ideally, Omar comes in, hires a director of football hires a technical director, etc. I agree, Baz. But this also happens. I don't know about any of you. Will, I know what you do work-wise. You must have seen this happen at work. where someone's hired for all the right reasons, but then when they arrive, after a little while, you realize don't fucking need them. Thought we did. Now they're here. Don't really need them.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking. I'm not asking you to tell you on what you do, but all of us on the panel must have experienced that at work. And you're like, don't fucking need them. Why are they here?
Yeah. You know, you see somebody and you're thinking, damn, I wonder what they do. They seem to have a lot of time.
Bro, we're going through it right now. I'm not going to say any names. If you're watching the show, you know who you are, innit?
Terry, you need to watch the Dangerous IA, funny as hell, AI. I'll have a little look at that, Andrew. Simply not being the Glazers means a likelihood of success for Man United fans. There's a reason that Bowley and Clearlake have chosen ahead of Radcliffe. Well, look, Radcliffe entered the situation with Chelsea very late and had almost no chance of getting them. And what I did find, I saw Chelsea fans yesterday saying, thank God we didn't get INEOS and we've got who we have now. I went back and looked, those same Chelsea fans weren't saying that 7 months ago. They were fuming that they had Clearlake and Todd Bowley. And that's the irony of it. If we win a few games, no one's going to care. This is the thing. If we start winning and win trophies, everyone will say, Amorim, Rashi, Bruno. None of them will say, oh, thank you, Walcott. Thank you, Barada. If it goes wrong, fucking INEOS, scumbags. The energy ain't the same. You won't see that from me. If we win the league in 2 or 3 years' time, before I thank anyone else, it'll be the people running the club. Because I do believe in the modern day game, they are the most important part of any football club. They're the heart. They're the heartbeat. And without it, you're dead, bruv. Terry, who would you want as Ashworth's replacement? I've seen rumors of Ragnick, and I don't really have an answer, Sam. I'm not really that fussed, if I'm being honest. It needs to be somebody that's, got a good pedigree in the sense of Dan Ashworth, by the way, will go on elsewhere and do really well, I think. He has a good pedigree. It doesn't make him bad because he hasn't worked out here. I've seen Campos. I've seen I don't know his name, the Atletico Madrid guy as an example. But remember, if Man United don't get him, he'll be painted out to be amazing. If we do get him, they'll focus on all the mistakes that he's made and go, how dare you hire someone who's made a mistake? Based on that logic, we shouldn't hire anyone, should we? Because you could fight it. And that's why I don't take it too seriously, because it's always going to be twisted into a negative when it comes to the biggest team in the world, Manchester United. And thank you, Sam, for renewing your membership with us. Thank you. Gents, thanks for coming on today. I appreciate it. Got off my chest. I feel better now.
We didn't even get to speak about Corner FC. Damn.
I know we didn't speak about Arsenal.
Shame, what a shame.
What's it? 0